Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I have Linda with me here today, and it's something that we find when we go to sports shows. We talk about the nature of what life is up here. And I think, you know, as we go forward and we're bringing more and more people here for our tremendous fishing that they can't get anyplace else in the country quite like they can get here, this becomes a tourist destination. But I think there's other elements of this that are really critical for us to realize that in today's world, our climate is shifting.
Yes.
And a lot of the states down south are having incredible 100-plus degree weather day after day through the summer. And we offer something here that I can talk about, which I believe is something we should really be aware of that's so important, that we have the potential here to utilize climate tourism and climate migration as a part of what we do as we go forward. That's what we offer here in the North Country. Yeah, we offer a great way of life and all the rest of it, but we also offer a respite from all the climate change that has been taking place, that people can move to our area and enjoy not only the special way of life and all the wonderful outdoor attractions that we have here, but they also can enjoy a more temperate way of life. And I think this is really something that we have that we can offer, and I think will become a bigger thing as time goes on. You're seeing people migrate from some areas up to more temperate areas like this because it affords them a more peaceful way to live.
You know, Don, when you were doing the research for this particular segment, you and I talked about how I had learned through my doctoral research about medical tourism, and how there are people who will go to specific areas of the country or even the world if they can get better medical treatment. It's really a topic that has been researched extensively. And I believe that what you're talking about with climate tourism is the same thing. That in fact, you have people who are desiring in the summer cooler temperatures, places to visit, things to do where they don't have to be out in the in the sunshine and the heat, so they can still recreate, but it's a cooler environment. And we've heard anecdotally through our visitors at sports shows that in fact they have purchased places here where we are because they want to have another place to go camping and fishing and bring their families.
This has always been our ultimate goal when we do these things. When you and I go and set up our booth and talk to people about coming to our area, it's about our area, and it's about all the other things that living here in this area offers people here, and they might enjoy it as a vacation or another place to live. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people today, there is money floating around out there, and some people are very wealthy, and they are having second residencies. So,
absolutely. Yeah, in fact, we have heard that as well. When we've gone to shows for a number of years, people come back and they find us and they say, you know, I took you up on that suggestion and I bought a piece of property in, name the place, up close to where we are, and they have enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah, you know, another thing that we hear in the summer when people from down south come up and they get up on the stage and they're talking about what it's like to come up here and for the fishing. And the one thing that we've heard them say over and over again is, oh, but could we ever endure the winters? And that's the reputation that we have got through the years, is how incredible cold the winters are. But back years ago, they got much colder than we've had them recently. Mm-hmm. And we don't live in near as aggressive a climate as what people assume. And that's the other thing about fishing. We are actually an all-season fishing destination because we have wonderful ice fishing. And we wouldn't have that if we didn't have the 4 seasons. We wouldn't have that. And that's a big part of people's life up here. Mm-hmm. That's something I'm going to be talking about soon now. Ice will be forming within the next month. It'll start forming in our waterways. And there's a whole, almost like a cult of ice fishing that exists up here in the North Country. It's what people live for. There's so many people that prefer to go out on the ice and ice fish than fish in the open water during the summer.
Anglers who like hard water.
Yeah, hard water that again is another part of our what we offer here in this area that other places don't have, because it's not just hard water, but underneath that hard water is these same monster fish that bring people here in the summer. And I think this could be a big part of what we do offer. You know, some of the tournaments, we have great places here that they hold ice fishing tournaments that can bring people from outside the area as well. So it's something to be aware of. But you know, I want people to realize that there is going to be a shift in migration patterns based on the weather. You know, people don't want to live in an area where they're in Tornado Alley, or they live where the hurricanes are coming more severely every year onto the southern East Coast. You know, these are areas where people have the potential to look at our area and say, you know, we might want to live up there. That might be a nice place to live. Mm-hmm. So
yes.
This is part of what fishing has brought us here. And, you know, I want people to be aware of that. Until next time, this is Don and Linda with the North Country Fishing Report.